Baby, like B-A-B-Y. That's right. What is going on, guys? We're going to think about the reviews, and we are talking Baby Driver. This stars Ansel Elgort as Baby, Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey, John Hamm. This is directed by Edgar Wright, like one of my favorite directors of all time. He has just delivered in all cylinders every single movie he brings out, and this one's no exception. This movie, if I had to say it in kind of like one sentence, it's cool like the other side of the pillow. Man, how awesome is this movie? This movie is so awesome. Like, it did everything I want. I didn't know what I was getting into. I can't say I had low expectations because I didn't know what this really movie was about. A lot of people were talking about it. It had such a, like, 97 Rotten Tomatoes fresh. So I was like, gotta go into this. I love Edgar Wright. I rewatched Shaun of the Dead. I rewatched Hot Fuzz. And Baby Driver is just a fun, action-packed movie. But it's a little bit different of a movie. And it has that Edgar Wright creativity. Edgar Wright seems to have such an arsenal of genres in his disposal. He could do comedy. He could do action. He could do drama. He has heartfelt moments. I mean, this cat could do anything he puts his mind to, and you see that in his work. I don't know if he pre-plans it in his head. Of course he has to, but I don't know how his directing ability. I don't watch his behind the scenes stuff. I need to, because I need to see how this cat works, because he is able to really, whatever is in his head, he's able to present it on screen and make it believable, make it fun, make it fresh. This film was fresh, and that's why you got a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes. The only weakness of this film is just like a little bit of like a generic kind of characters, but then again, Baby, played by Ansel Elgort, I believe he was in The Fault of Our Stars, and I like this kid. I like this guy's acting. He's very lengthy. I noticed in the film. He's good in this film. I mean, he does have a southern accent that loses partway in this film, honestly. I don't know if that was just played for laughs, or he did that, or he was supposed to have that, but he does a great job in this film. He really makes Baby a unique kind of character. He has characteristics that are very unique, very fun. He's a very likable kind of protagonist, but he's a troublemaker. He's a troublemaker, but he's a lovable troublemaker. I guess the best example would be Crybaby, Johnny Depp's character. The only weak spot is the love interest. I think the chemistry was fine. His love interest, what is Deborah? Deborah was just kind of a generic love interest. I kind of wanted her to be a little bit more unique. I think that's the only fault of this movie. But everybody else, the whole cast, Kevin Spacey plays Kevin Spacey. He always plays a dick. He always plays an asshole. Jamie Foxx, man, this guy was a douchebag. Jamie Foxx did a fantastic job, and it's not very hard to really kind of hate Jamie Foxx sometimes, but he did a fantastic job in this film. John Hamm, when I saw John Hamm in this film, I was like, they were just a hair off for the Negan role, because he looked like Negan, he had the charm like Negan from the Walking Dead comics, and it was I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I like his portrayal as Negan, but maybe John Hamm would have brought a little bit more to that Negan role, because in this film he was fantastic. I love John Hamm in this film. I love his relationship with Baby. I love his ties in with what they're doing. And if you're expecting John Berthal to be in this film, he's hardly in this film. But I like John Berthal too as well. The stunt work in this film is so impressive, so visually impressive. No CGI. That's how you do it, Fast and the Furious. I did get a little hint of Tokyo Drift throughout this film, but that's how you do it. No CGI. It made it believable. There is some points here and there in the film, like car chase sequences, where I'm like, okay, that wouldn't have happened because these three cars have the same rooftop. Let's just say that. I haven't seen this much impressive action of use of cars. Even like there's a foot chase that I absolutely loved and how they just choreographed it, how the camera work goes from it. But I haven't seen this much impressiveness since Mad Max Fury Road. And I think Mad Max Fury Road is hands down a classic. I think Baby Driver is hands down a classic, and a lot of people I think are starting to agree as well. I think the dialogue is really, with these characters, with these actors, they really play well with it. I mean, I think overall this film is, I think it's a 10 out of 10. There's always going to be something wrong with the film, but I think this film is a straight out 10 out of 10. It's so fun, so refreshing. The characters are great. Like I said, some of them are generic, but overall, I really like the love that was put into it. The direction is absolutely fantastic. In the very beginning of this film, you get that Shaun of the Dead kind of feel with that long take, that long shot, but then you also get a little bit of Goodfellas in there, and there's actually an homage to Goodfellas themselves. So I really love Edgar Wright. I mean, what he does best, and same goes for this film, is you have to watch this again. And every time you keep watching it, you see the beauty, you see the little jokes, you see more something you missed, and you're like, oh yeah. It's a shame that we didn't get to see Edgar Wright's Ant-Man film, which I think Marvel made a mistake, not Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright, hands down, is one of the greatest directors of all time. He just delivers every single time. You watch this film, you're not going to get tired of it. You don't feel the fatigue. The pacing, the editing, perfect. There's only one shot that was edited very, very weird, but it's kind of crazy. It's a shot and it's a scene that basically Baby meets Deborah for the first time, but there's this whole thing where she's wearing not a name tag that doesn't say Deborah, is she borrows somebody else, her coworkers. It's edited so abruptly that you think that this isn't the same girl that he's kind of falling for. You think it's a different girl that he's talking to. But I think Edgar Wright did it that way to make for this little kind of joke or this little thing here. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing what Edgar Wright thinks of and what he's able to present and how much he's able to nail. It's making money, so they want Baby Driver 2, and there's reasonable so, but I think Edgar Wright should just leave it alone. I think it had a nice ending. I don't need any more Baby Driver. I think it's a one deal, go, and just appreciate the film, and it's it, man. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you check this out. Any age gap can watch this film. That's the beauty of it. Anybody, age demographic, can watch this film and come away with it saying, that was pretty damn good. Thank you guys for listening. I'm Dan, Megan Son. You can find more of my videos and my reviews on my channel. Like the video if you like it, and comment below. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Until next time, guys, grab a tick, grab a seat. Make sure you guys don't buck or need. I'll see you at the cinema.